We're going over pronouns today. All right, here we go. Pronouns.
Everyone watching is expecting it from the bottom.
Parts of speech. What is a pronoun? What is a pronoun to start? What is a pronoun? Yes, in the back.
It replaces a noun in a sentence.
Great. Listen to what I'm saying. You need to know that. It does replace a noun in a sentence. However, listen to what is being said. It replaces a noun in a sentence. Okay? Very important that we understand this. There we go. Yes, we need to bring this down a little bit. Because we got to see.
Who's winning?
Well, we've got an American. He's going to be wrestling soon. If he wins, the United States wins. If he loses, the other team wins. It's very important. So we got to watch this.
If he wins, can he get Jolly Ranchers?
Yes, I will most certainly give you Jolly Ranchers if he wins.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Now, here's the guy who's going to be wrestling's up in the top right. His name's Kyle Snyder. Okay? His name is Kyle Snyder. And I think one of the rappers fell off my Jolly Ranchers.
I'll take it.
Nope. We're good. Okay. Here we go. Hey, does anybody remember how many types of nouns there were? How many types of nouns? 8. Absolutely correct. Guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 types of pronouns. The beauty, here's the beauty of it all. Here's the beauty of it all. Some of these you already know how they work. You just don't know that you know. Okay? Some of these, if I said something, like remember that time I said those books is on the shelf and everybody was like are on the shelf. See, you just might not know how to categorize it. Well, in this case, that's what we're going to work with. However, this next slide, I need you to pay attention to. This next slide is the most important piece of today. Don't stop watching or paying attention, but here we go. Before understanding pronouns, we first have to know about antecedents. An antecedent is a word that pronouns refer to or replace. Now listen, this is crucial when you answer a question. Anytime there's an extended response. Pretty soon we're going to read Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry.
Good book.
Mildred D. Taylor wrote this book. So if I ask the question, you ready for this? If I ask the question, why did the author paint the imagery of a cloudy scene on that page? Your response cannot be, she wanted to show some foreshadowing or something. She wanted to show that there was darkness going on. You cannot say that. The reason is because you said she. I have no clue who she is. You must first establish the author chose to do that because, or you could say Mildred D. Taylor chose to do that. Okay? You must first establish the antecedent. You must have first established the noun, the actual person. If you don't do that, then that's unacceptable. And you end up with she wanted to, which is not acceptable for at least 8th grade writing, and that's what we wanted to turn you into. We want to turn you into 8th graders. Okay? And that's our goal. And since I taught 8th grade for the last 2 and 3 years, guess what? I know what those students do not do. The A, they don't capitalize their letter I. B, they don't capitalize their name, first and last. And then C, they do not write using complete sentences. So, we must know what the antecedent is. Next up. Hey, what happened there? Oh no.
I think we're losing.
View. Present. But I don't want it to be full mode.
Here, you can just press that.
That's all right. That's all right. Here we go. Go ahead. Dip down. There you go. Even lower. There you go. Good job. All right, here we go. It says Sarah studied for the test and she got an A. Look what they did first. They established who it was and then they brought in the pronoun. Second one. The team won the game and it will advance. They established the team and then brought in it. Next up, my best friend is Carlos, friend, and he adopted his dog from the shelter. He refers to friend. Now, real quick, this is why if I were to tell a story, yesterday you guys weren't here. I was here yesterday. I would not say Mr. Neiman entered into Licking Heights Middle School and then walked through the halls of Licking Heights Middle School and then entered into room 116 of Licking Heights Middle School and then walked into the cafeteria at Licking Heights Middle School. I keep repeating Licking Heights Middle School. Stop it. Just say it or the building. Okay? The room. You cannot keep saying Licking Heights Middle School. It becomes cumbersome. For the reader, and you're not lazy for introducing a pronoun, what you are is trying to help the reader move along. This way you don't have to keep saying, oh, and you tell a story. Mr. Neiman in class today did this, and then Mr. Neiman did that, and then Mr. Neiman, no. Just say he. Relax. You don't have to keep saying Mr. Neiman, Mr. Neiman, Mr. Neiman, Mr. Neiman, Mr. Neiman. Stop. Don't do that. Okay? So this is what we're getting to. Next up. Oh, no. There we go. All right, here we go. A personal pronoun is a pronoun that is used to refer to a specific person or thing, he, she, it, them. That is a personal pronoun. You know that. Okay? You know that. You would not say, that book is on the shelf and he is turned to page 41. Who is he? It's a book. It's it. Okay? That is what a personal pronoun is. He, she, it, them. Understand that you probably know this already. You would not... Everything okay?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Positive?
Yes.
No, I saw you hand it to her. I did see that.
C.
I saw, so she didn't steal it.
C. No.
No, that's not us yet. Singular, plural. And we know this as well. I went to the store, but if it's plural, it's we went to the store. You wouldn't say I's went to the store. A bunch of I's. Me, you, him, him. We wouldn't say I's went to the store. You wouldn't say it. You'd say we went to the store. He, she. You wouldn't say, oh my gosh, I can't even say that. A bunch of she's. No, you'd say they. Okay? Him, her, it, them. Himself, herself, itself, themselves. This is where it gets tricky though. You and you. That's where it gets tricky because it's also singular and it's plural. So it can get kind of tricky in that sense. Okay? In this case, it says, can you read this?
I asked Lewis to bring the document, and he said he would.
First establish who Lewis is, then introduce he. Don't say I asked him to bring. Would you say I asked he to bring? No, you'd say I asked him to bring the document. That's right. Lewis is the antecedent. You must first establish who the antecedent is, then you can bring in the pronouns. Do not start off with a pronoun. Unacceptable. Okay? In this sentence, the antecedent of the pronoun both take on the singular form. The students studied for the test because they wanted to do well. Who does they refer to?
Students.
The students. Why did we not use singular for this pronoun? Because there's more than one student. If the student is plural, then the pronoun is plural. If the student is singular, the pronoun is singular. Great job. Next up. I may have touched the button there. Where are we here? We are here. Nope, we're good. Students, next up. Possessive pronouns. So we had personal pronouns. Now we have possessive. Ready for this? They did a study over like 20 years. Over like thousands of kids. You ready for this? Their first word, it's fine. Their first word was mom. Second word was dad. Or their first word was dad. Their second word was mom. Anybody know the third word?
No.
Mine. Mine. Mine was their third word.
My first word was food.
That's fine. Mine. First person. Mine. Mine. This is mine. First person. Yours. Hey, this is yours. Second person. Hey, this is his. Third person. You're adding a third person. Okay? Ours, theirs, whose. These are all possessive pronouns. The good thing, you probably know these. You just didn't know how to categorize them. If I gave you a test or a quiz on Friday over pronouns, if I gave you a quiz right now, it's possible that you might be able to pass it.
Okay, do it right now.
Might not. I'm going to wait. We're going to wait till we're going to do some worksheets tomorrow. We'll start off doing it as a group, and then we'll move on to doing it individually. And then, obviously, we'll spread out to doing it by ourselves in a quiz form. Okay? Next up. I say, yeah, there we go. Possessive pronouns. If It says, I have this pair of shoes. This is my pair of shoes. You're switching it. You wouldn't say this is I pair of shoes. This is I keyboard.
This is mine.
This is my keyboard. You. This is you paper. Is this you? Is this you flipbook? See, you know that. You know, you just don't know why. It's possessive. Yes. Oh, cool. Yes.
Oh, so like we never learn about this till now. How come we always know what to say that's right?
Because you've lived with it for 12, 13 years. And it's the air you breathe.
Well, how did people before know?
Because we used to teach this stuff ad nauseum back in 4th and 5th grade. But now we don't do that as much. Next up, here's a perfect example. Look at this example. The dog is mine. Whose dog is it? It's mine. This is first person. Possessive. You own that dog. Good day, sir. Have a seat in the back. Thank you. Examples. If you'll see, I think we're on the 3rd place match still. The borrowed library books are theirs. Whose books are they? Theirs. Absolutely right. Next up, we went personal pronouns. Then we went possessive pronouns. Now we're going indefinite pronouns. You say, Mr. Neiman, what does indefinite mean? What does indefinite mean? Well, we don't know. We don't know how many it is. How many people have a pencil in this classroom?
I don't. Not me.
Well, whatever that number is, everybody who has a pencil, we could say a few people have a pen, a few people have a pencil, right? Everyone has a writing utensil. These are indefinite. We don't know the number. And you know what this kind of reminds me of? When we put a variable in a math problem, 4 plus x, or 4x plus 3 equals, well, we don't know what it equals yet. Not until we establish what x is. And if there is an answer on the other side, why, then you can solve for x. What is x? It's a variable. This is indefinite. Indefinite pronoun. We usually ascribe 3 to few. What do we ascribe to couple? Like, yeah, I got a couple dollars in my pocket. What would you say? 2. Okay? In this case, all, anything, nobody, some. These are all indefinite pronouns because we do not attach a specific number to it. We just give a generalized, could be anything. Could be indefinite. Mr. Neiman has some students in his class sleeping right now.
Okay.
No, that's not true.
Some.
Everyone had a great time at the game. Who had a great time at the game?
Everyone.
How many people is that?
Everyone.
We don't know.
We don't know. That's right. We don't know a specific number, but we do know everyone had a great time. Do you know who's going to be watching this match coming up? You. Everyone. Everyone is going to be watching that match. Sarah told someone the secret. Who did Sarah tell the secret to? Someone. We don't know exactly who, but we know someone. Okay? Now she didn't tell me. Okay, we did personal, possessive, indefinite. Now we're at relative pronouns. Who, whom. Has anyone ever heard the word whom?
Yes.
Okay, we just don't know when to use it. Well, just know this. It is a pronoun. Which, that.
Who's winning?
Good. Which, that. The person whom I texted last night was my friend.
What?
That car that I drive is blue. The car that I drive is blue. Mr. Jones, who is very strict, is my math teacher. Who in this case is an adverb that is relative.
I have one.
Yeah?
Mr. Dorsey, who is very boring, isn't he?
Don't say that. That's unkind.
He is bored.
We don't
What
want
if he
that.
was watching this great?
Yeah, what if he's
I
watching?
don't care.
Mr. Dorsey's my
Personal.
He doesn't know who you are.
Personal. Pronoun. Personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, indefinite, reflexive, and now, indefinite and relative. Now we're at, nope, not yet, reflexive. Reflexive pronouns, a reflexive pronoun is used with another noun or pronoun when something doesn't, something to itself. Okay, how can we say this? We would say, I hid myself in the closet.
What? Why are you doing that?
I hid my. Don't do this. But when I was like 8 or 9, my cousin who was 14 or 15 won the hide and seek challenge. He hid himself in our dryer. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. I'm just letting you know we had no clue where he was. Ever. Like, he was in there for like, maybe like 20 minutes. We were like, yo, come out, bro. We're done playing. That's the problem. We didn't know how he got in because I was 8 and I was not getting in there. I'm claustrophobic. I'm not doing that. I'd start hyperventilating. Could not do it. So, here we go. Yeah, that's the word. So, here we go. Reflexive pronouns end in self or selves. And guess what? You know this. Ready? What just happened there? We want reflexive. Myself, yourself, himself. Okay? These are all self or themselves. Okay? Remember, they're used with other noun or pronouns when something does something to itself. So what's that make that type of verb? There's only 2 versions. No. You got 2 options. What type of verb is that? That you do. Thank you. Yes. So I said I hid myself. These are intensive pronouns. This is where it gets tricky. Wasn't myself? Wouldn't that be considered a reflexive? Yes, but in this case, it's followed by this pronoun follows the noun immediately. I myself am the one speaking. You yourself owe that money to them. You yourself. This is intensive. Do you hear how intense that is?
No, because you're not intense.
I will be intense.
No, you
You
will not.
yourself are intense. I myself am intense. Okay, these are intensive.
That was really
Okay.
scary.
That was a little scary. I'll back off a little bit. I think we only have one more. Oh, nope, we got 2 more. Here we go.
Sugary.
Reflexive, here it goes. They bought themselves plenty of pizza. I read to myself. They themselves bought plenty of pizza. I myself read the book. Check this out real quick. Reflexive, there's a verb in between there. They bought themselves. Intensive is they themselves bought. Does everybody see that difference?
That makes no sense though.
Doesn't it? Because here you're trying to be intense. I myself am talking. In this one, I am talking to myself.
Yeah, that's better.
You see? Well, in this case, it's reflective. Now, here's the problem. On Friday, I'm going to give you 2 versions. And you're going to have to determine whether it's reflexive or intensive. And the only thing I can think of is do like this when you're being intensive. Okay? I myself am being intensive. That's right. Yeah. Okay? Figure out how that works. Next up. And you guys know these ones too. Tell me if you've seen these before. Ready? Demonstrative pronouns. We've seen these demonstrative adverbs, right?
Everywhere.
There's only 5 of them though. Check this out. Only 5. These, this, those, that, and such. That's it. That is it. I would write those down, and I myself would write those down in my flip book.
Oh,
I myself would write those down. I myself.
got it.
Ready? This, these, those, that, and such. If you took part in the activity we did last Friday, which you grabbed the All About Pronouns sheet, you might already have this. Okay?
I wrote all of them. I wrote 2 words, as for example.
I wrote all of them.
I would write all 5 because there's only 5. This, these, those, that, and such. And guess what? We're going to see these used in a sentence right here. Ready? Used in a sentence. Oh, we got 3 minutes and 37 seconds, baby. Unless you text them. Ready? Those shoes are amazing. Which shoes? Those shoes. I want to eat that. What do you want to eat? That. That's right. So these are demonstrative. Hey, real quick. We're demonstrating what it is that we want. Okay? Bring it down a notch. Bring it down. Interrogative. We've seen these before. What does it mean to interrogate? Oh, go ahead.
Ask questions.
It asks questions. Watch this. Who did you? Whom? We've seen this word whom before. Which car did you drive?
What?
What did you do?
Whatever.
Whatever do you mean? Right? Whatever do you mean? So these are interrogation pieces. Okay, asking questions.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We got crowd going. Uh-oh, game over. It's go time. We're about to be done. We have an activity. For the next 5 minutes. We have an activity. But who is picking you up from school? To whom did you speak to last night? What do you want to eat for lunch? Well, not yet. Hey, guess what? That's the last one. Real quick. Dealing with your pronouns. There are 2 R's, 2 P's, 2 R's, 3 I's and a D.
It's big.
Yes. 2 P's, 2 R's, 3 I's and a D.
He's sweaty.
Okay, that's what we need to know. Make sense? All right, let's rock and roll. Hey, listen up.